Welcome to SUSECON 2020 Digital. As you can see, this is a presentation out of my home office, as we all, more or less work in the home offices. And this is, of course, also a very special SUSECON. And I'm more than happy to present you the next presentation from Fujitsu about building the digital platform with Fujitsu to support the SAP Intelligent Enterprise Strategy, running, of course, on SUSE. My name is Volker Sommer. I will guide you through the next approximately 30 minutes on this presentation. I'm with Fujitsu and I'm a principal business developer in the area of IT infrastructure solution for SAP. I'm going to show you now, challenges for SAP customers in the digital world. Just to jump into the topic. As we, experienced with a lot of companies and customers where we talked in the last times, we see that especially, I'm going to pick on 2-3 items out of these challenges. And zero downtime is very important to ensure this. So we see that a lot of customers are really now building up their digital process in the company on an IT infrastructure solution, which means the IT infrastructure solution, of course, needs to run 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And I think that's even more important because very important processes are relying on this IT infrastructure, and we call it a robust IT, which really is up and running the complete year. Only you have only very short cycles for planned downtime, and of course it's about avoiding unplanned downtime. So we see this really coming more and more important for many customers and many companies out there to have this robust IT to run their really productive SAP environment. But on the other side, we see also that development projects, bringing on new projects, bringing on new digital processes needs also a very fast, agile and flexible IT. Sometimes this is, going out into the cloud where I do a very quick and fast development, where I have within just a few mouse clicks a new development environment in the cloud. And I will, of course, show you later how we are going to support this and make this life much easier in order to have a complete SAP hybrid data center with a lot of automation in it. So that companies are going to use the advantages of cloud, being very fast, very flexible, and having small teams developing in a very quick way something. But on the other hand, it is also very important, once this development is done, to bring it back to the robust IT in your own data center and to run it really in a very productive environment. Another topic in this area is, of course, the deadline by SAP, that the, old SAP Business Suite is running out of support, and the customers need to find a way to transform their whole environment to SAP S/4HANA. And even this, deadline is now a little bit more longer. I also see that a lot of customers, especially now, are moving into that direction with SAP S/4HANA, and we have many companies asking for us how to do this and how to guide them through this complete transformation process. And as we are now all in a very specific situation, as you can see, I'm in the home office presenting you this presentation instead of being at the SUSECON live and on stage. And I see that we have a lot of market momentum coming, of course, of this COVID-19. So for me personally, I see the 3 top priorities at companies. First of all, it is speed. So focus on business transformation. Those companies who are able to really react very fast, very agile, with building up new digital processes, who already in that digital world, for them it's much easier to, back to work in these days and really to survive and to be probably one of the winners in this situation. So speed, from my perspective, is key. Focus on business transformation, be in the digital world, and trying to, let's say, offer your customers a solution based on a digital core. Second, for me, priority in these days is about transparency. Just an example about supply chain management. If you have a factory and you are producing things, do you really have an real-time online system where you can see all the things around supply chain management? Do you see all the different parts coming in from different areas in the world so that your production is up and running? Do you see this really really online and in real time? I think that's very important for companies seeing this in real time so that they can react very fast if something is going wrong, if some parts are missing, in order to find workarounds and to find another supplier, whatever. So transparency about the complete processes in your company, really in real time. I think that's very important to have this transparency in place. And then last but not least, from my personal view, it is about a robust IT. Business continuity, as already mentioned, is really very important. So your systems need to be up and running. You have to scale your systems. So, for example, many employees are now working out in a home office. So it's important then that you have business continuity on that your employees in the home offices are able to do all the work out of their home offices. So your IT needs to scale up in order to have this available for all the employees. So robust IT, scalable, easy, expandable, I think that's very important. And what we also see as a market momentum, I think also, let's say, in connection to COVID-19, that more and more companies are asking for, let's say, transformation to S/4HANA even earlier than expected. So over 1/3 of SAP customers do not have really the infrastructure they need to host SAP S/4HANA. And that's also what we see when SUSE and Fujitsu are talking to customers. They said, okay, if I'm going now to SAP S/4HANA, I need to first innovate my SAP infrastructure so that I'm able to run this. So even if you are going into that area with S/4HANA, you even have to consider that you are going into a hybrid environment or even in a multi-cloud environment. And that's, of course, needs really an infrastructure solution which is supporting this. So let's do also a step in that direction, that I'm going to tell you the SAP strategy, what is behind. And of course, the SAP strategy is the Intelligent Enterprise, as you can see from this slide. And that's quite easy, I would say. So because you have three key components. Of course, it's number one, it's the Intelligent Suite. So that's the complete digital core, all the software solution, everything from SAP you are knowing. And this is, of course, now completely innovated with S/4HANA. Then, of course, our second topic is the digital platform. So you need an IT infrastructure solution which is able to run this Intelligent Suite. Therefore, it's all about data management. And of course, it's also bringing a hybrid environment so that you are, let's say, easily can shift some SAP systems from on-premise into the cloud, or using cloud software capabilities and integrate it with your existing environment you have run on-premise. And even in a midterm, you may end up in a multi-cloud environment, so that you have different cloud providers for different purposes, which needs to be integrated in your complete SAP infrastructure. And then last but not least, intelligent technologies coming along with this, like artificial intelligence. Of course, IoT is a topic in that area, or really enhanced analytics capabilities. So the Intelligent Enterprise, having these three key components: Intelligent Suite, the digital platform, and of course intelligent technologies. So combining this all together means that from an SAP S/4HANA perspective, you really have the digital core as a basis, as a starting point, in order to build up new digital processes in the company. Just as one example here mentioned in that slide, many data in your company is not stored in the SAP system. Sometimes you have in the SAP systems about maybe 20 or 25% of all the data, but all other data in your company or even outside data from social media or other areas are not connected in real time with the SAP data. And this is exactly the way SAP is going with its partners in order to connect those data that it's in real time available to build up new digital processes in your customer using all the data you have available in your company, and even, let's say, connect to outside data in that area. And this is exactly the way SAP is going. That means starting with S/4HANA as a digital core and then really moving into a digital transformation based on this digital core. And you of course need an infrastructure solution underneath, which is really able to support this direction. Just a second. Of course, with SUSE we are working since many years, more than 20 years already together. So we have built up many solutions together. We have all the infrastructure solution which is available from Fujitsu for SAP is, let's say, based on a joint partnership with SUSE. So SUSE is always integrated in all our solution. And I would say that more than 90% of our SAP infrastructure solutions we have out in the field is running on SUSE. And I think this partnership has a lot of fruitful development in it, and you can find more about our partnership also in the Fujitsu Tech Community blog post, which you might find on this link on this slide. So based on this experience of SUSE and Fujitsu, of course, we are driving this next generation value, that we are helping customers doing this transformation to S/4HANA, and then of course on top of this going into the digital area. So we see that maybe 60% of human tasks will be automated by 2025, and then of course image recognition, voice and video recognition is, let's say, going in that direction, helping to building up new digital process in that area. So, and we with our infrastructure solutions from Fujitsu and SUSE, we are going to help customers to transform in that area. So, for example, many customers reporting of a faster performance running our infrastructure solution, even by 5 times. We are reducing processes down to less hours, and I think maximum uptime, also mentioned here, is very important, that we are, let's say, avoiding more or less completely unplanned downtime, and you only have a small window of planned downtime for your complete system. And I think that's even very important in these times where the systems need to be there up and running the complete time. And we also have asked Forrester to do a study on this, on existing reference customers we have in that area. And this is just one example we have done with Forrester based on a customer in the manufacturing area. So this customer is reporting 30% cost savings in using this infrastructure solution from Fujitsu and SUSE. We have really improved the agility by faster provisioning of SAP systems. So over the time, they are saving 60 days of working. So they are very flexible and even very fast in provisioning SAP systems based on this SAP infrastructure solution. And of course, also you can see downtime per SAP system per year is reduced by a half day, and this is, I think, an enormous reduction in that area. So based on these cost savings, there is really in that a real case net present value of more than $3 million in that area, and the payback of this complete investment in the SAP infrastructure solution is less than 2 years in that area. We have done a new study together with Forrester on a joint customer of SUSE and Fujitsu in the last weeks. So in that area, please stay tuned. Ask your colleagues from SUSE or Fujitsu. We are going to present you a new study from a really huge European finance company who is reporting tremendous cost savings and of course a tremendous agility win in that area, which can be used as a proof point by Forrester, and you are able to get from our website the complete report in that. You also find a link on that slide in order to get this complete report. So what is really the offering regarding infrastructure platforms for SAP S/4HANA offered by Fujitsu and SUSE? I would say we have three main platforms here available. First of all, we call it a classical platform. So that means we have certified server, certified network components, storage, whatever. So all the different pieces you need to run in a complete SAP environment. These pieces are available from Fujitsu with all the necessary certification on that, and you can build up a complete SAP environment based on that. Then, of course, integrated. So we have integrated infrastructure solution which are pre-qualified, where we have it pre-tested, where we have built it together. We have a lot of own software developed by SUSE and Fujitsu integrated in this solution, and it really runs in a complete in environment supporting all your processes. And even this infrastructure solution is SAP aware. So this SAP infrastructure solution knows that SAP is running on top of it and can react because of the SAP systems in that area. So this is in place, and we have many reference customer in that area. And then, of course, we have also a very good offering in the area of hyper-converged systems. So we are working together with VMware in that area, offering hyper-converged infrastructure solution based on VMware. And of course, we are working also very closely with Nutanix, and we are offering hyper-converged infrastructure solutions with Nutanix. So all the stacks is certified for SAP HANA in that area, so that you are capable to run SAP HANA and of course S/4HANA on that hyper-converged infrastructure solution to support your complete SAP environment. So just as another proof point in that area, what we have done, just as an example, in that area we have Ahli Group. This is a huge company in the Middle East, and they are using our PrimeFlex for SAP Landscape, an integrated solution running with, of course, with SUSE. And this company, based on the PrimeFlex for SAP Landscape, was the first company in the Middle East doing a complete transformation to S/4HANA. So this is really the first one doing this. And they said to us, because we are using this PrimeFlex for SAP Landscape solution, we were able to do the complete S/4HANA transformation within 3 months completely. And this is really a very fast transformation to S/4HANA. And they said they are only able to do this fast transformation because of the really flexible capabilities of the PrimeFlex for SAP Landscape solution. So for example, system refresh only took some hours instead of days in that area. They were even able to, let's say, build up SAP system copies or system clones, whatever, with a few mouse clicks, so they can react very fast and very flexible. And these capabilities out of this PrimeFlex solution really enabled them to do the transformation to S/4HANA very fast in that area. So I think also more information on this company is available on our website, so you can have a closer look at that, how really Ahli Group benefits from the PrimeFlex for SAP Landscape solution from SUSE and Fujitsu. As mentioned in the first slides, we are also, let's say, have a very good solution in place to supporting hybrid environment, hybrid data center for SAP environments, I would call it in that way. As you can see here from the slide on the left-hand side, a private on-premise solutions. So all the solutions from Fujitsu and SUSE in that area, PrimeFlex solution, can run in a private cloud environment on-premise in your local data center. And it can be connected easily to a public cloud. In that case, it's Microsoft Azure mentioned here. Of course, we are also supporting cloud solutions from Google or from Amazon or others. So as you can see here in the middle, let's say the connector of this is the hybrid cloud bridge. This is a part of software we have put in the heart of this hybrid data center, and it's coming from LNW Soft, a partner by SUSE and Fujitsu in that area. And this hybrid cloud bridge is able to connect the public cloud with your private cloud on-premise. So this software is SAP aware. So this software can easily, with a few mouse clicks, transfer SAP systems from a private cloud to the public cloud. And of course, which is also very important, they can transfer an SAP systems from the cloud back to on-premise. So a lot of automatism is in there, a lot of things there, which makes life from an SAP basis operation very, very easy, just with a few mouse clicks. Set up a new SAP system in the cloud, do some testing, do some development, whatever, and then transferring it probably back to the on-premise solution. This is, I think, very important because I think with all these knowledge in this software, with these automation included in that software, it is quite easy to set up an SAP system there over in the public cloud. If you are not using such a software, you have a lot of things to do. That means in a public cloud, you have to do this sizing, of course. You have to choose the operating systems. You have to set it up. You have to connect it, of course, to your environment. A lot of things are needed to be done in order to have an SAP system up and running in the public cloud. And this can all be, let's say, easily automated with the hybrid cloud bridge in that area. And that makes, I would say, for the SAP basis operation and the administration much, much easier to use cloud capabilities wherever it is necessary or, let's say, possible to. On top of that, as an option, we can also bring up an enterprise service catalog manager, which is, from my perspective, a user interface probably, which you can use, where you can easily set up a new SAP system, do a quick sizing, so okay, need the SAP system, put it in the cloud, and with a few mouse clicks, it will be done completely automatically, be available in the public cloud for end users. Of course, with Fujitsu, we are also able to offer you a complete management of this environment, so we can manage your on-premise solution. We can, of course, manage the things at Microsoft Azure for your SAP systems. We can manage your SAP basis operations, and we are even able to offer you SAP application management in that area. So I think this complete hybrid data center, which to the SAP basis operation acts as a one hybrid data center. So even from an SAP basis operation, you do not, let's say, see big difference between the SAP systems running in the public cloud or on-premise, and it is easy to manage this complete environment. So have a maybe closer look to the use case scenarios we are providing with this hybrid environment. What we talk to a lot of customers who already have done it. So a huge insurance company here in Germany has do a complete proof of concept with this solution. So it is up and running, and they are experienced in, let's say, setting up a sandbox and development systems in the cloud to deploy a new empty SAP system in the cloud, or copy or move existing development systems from an on-premise to the cloud. So this is all done automatically with this hybrid cloud bridge software. and done with a few more clicks. Backup management, also in that area, very important. So when you have systems in the cloud, what about backup? How to integrate this with your already existing backup solution, and how to do the backup in the cloud. This is also something which needs to be designed or needs to be done. So we can also copy and move backups back from the cloud to on-premise, though a lot of companies are asking that, of course. When I'm doing a backup in the cloud, I want to have also a backup in my data center for security reason. And then another, let's say, use case scenario in that area is to move mid and long-term backups from on-premise into the cloud and have it there in order to free up storage resources on the on-premise. Then, of course, we can have a data mirror in the cloud, using the cloud as a DR site. That's also a very, let's say, common use case in that area, which we already have set up. So focus on important core systems on-premise and to have the DR solutions in the cloud. So, and of course, which is also possible to have replication of systems in the cloud. So for example, you can do as SAP HANA system replication into the cloud, so that it's able that the availability is across on-premise to the cloud with HANA system replication from on-premise to the cloud. So there are many use case scenarios we have already built up, tested it, and really have an integrated area in that to build up a complete SAP environment on a hybrid cloud data center with a lot of automation and with a lot of capabilities in this hybrid cloud bridge software. Just to sum it up, all the things we have in place. So I think, especially in these times with COVID-19, top priority is about speed, is about transparency, in that area, so that and to have business continuity up and running your SAP systems. And we see more and more companies, especially now, faster moving in that digital area. And of course, SAP S/4HANA is the SAP environment is the key to go in that direction, is the starting point, the digital core in your company for digital processes. So if you're going in that way, I would kindly ask you, talk to Fujitsu, talk to SUSE. So SUSE and Fujitsu, we are more than happy to guide you through this complete transformation process and see how it is the best way for your company to go in that area. So, and as also mentioned, we have another Forrester study up and available in the next week. We are going to inform you about that. That is another proof point where we have done for a huge finance company in Europe an SAP S/4HANA transformation jointly also with SUSE based on an SAP infrastructure solution. So thank you very much for listening this short presentation. So have more fun with SUSECON 2020 Digital, and I hope to see you soon live on stage instead doing a presentation out of my home office. So take care and see you soon. Bye bye.